Has it ever happened to you at the gym where you grab a piece of equipment and it's all sweaty? Or someone spends way too long on the only available machine? And you couldn't use it because the person just kept stalling and wouldn't free up the equipment? Has anyone ever made an unwanted comment to you at the gym? In today's video, we're going to talk a little more about etiquette and proper behavior at the gym. Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to the Etiquette and Protocol channel. I'm Juliana Santiago, teacher and etiquette specialist, co-founder of Etiquette and Protocol. And here on this channel, we talk a little more about good behavior, and today we're going to discuss good behavior a bit more. At gyms, who out there has never been in an awkward situation while doing some activity at the gym? So today we're going to talk a little more about what basic positive behaviors everyone should have at the gym. Well, the first one is about smell. Bad odor is really something extremely unpleasant, right? That smell of sweat that lingers near you when someone else is very sweaty. But I don't know what happens at the gym. It seems like our mind, our brain, is more prepared to notice a bad smell than an excess of perfume. Have you ever worked out next to someone who was wearing a really strong perfume and then it mixed with the smell of sweat? No, I have, so it's totally unpleasant. It's interesting, yes, when you go to the gym, you should use plenty of deodorant so you don't have any odor. If you want, you can wear some perfume or use a body splash. I also recommend using body splash for this kind of situation because they have less staying power and the scent is a bit lighter, so they're really good for this kind of occasion. But we need to be careful with too much perfume, so don't spray too much. Don't show up smelling extremely strong. Even if you're going to the gym with other intentions, too much scent is really bothersome, so it's important for us to be careful about that. Agreed. Now, talking specifically about sweat, it's really extremely inappropriate to leave equipment, machines, or weights sweaty. So it's not a good idea to leave things wet or even have your sweat showing, because that is definitely something that will keep people from wanting to get close to you. And we need to remember that we work on our personal image in every environment, whether it's at work, at a party, or at a wedding. In the elevator of our building and also at the gym. Sometimes you even work out at your building's gym, for example, or your condo's gym, or at a gym in your neighborhood that you go to every day. Our personal image is a combination of information that we convey to others. That's why if you're also looking to expand your relationships, your networking, sometimes not even romantic relationships, but professional relationships. You like meeting people, talking to other people. Excessive sweating on your body as well as your smell, as I mentioned earlier, are factors that can keep people from wanting to get close to you. That's why if you're someone who tends to sweat a lot, it's a good idea for you to have a towel to take to the gym, so make sure you have a small towel just for that. You can use it during your activities, you can use it to protect the equipment, and you can also use it to dry yourself off a bit, so it's an excellent option for those who tend to sweat a lot. At the gym, you do a lot of aerobic activities. It can also be a very positive way, even for you to work on your image. It's interesting, and it also helps people get closer to you so you can expand your relationships. I know it might seem like something very distant. We work on etiquette and good manners along with expanding our networking, but we need to understand that people like to communicate with those who show empathy, with those who show respect, with those who care about others, with those who are more open, with those who seem more prepared, with those who seem more appropriate for the environment they're in, and even more open as well. When you put up a barrier, for example, of sweat, bad odor, or excessive perfume, you create a barrier. And you can't make that connection for people to get closer to you, so you end up feeling a bit lost there. So, Always remember that etiquette is a way for you to convey a positive image which will help you achieve this networking. And that's why we talk a lot about behavior and etiquette here on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe here to the Etiquette and Protocol channel and take the opportunity to follow me on social media. On Instagram, I'm Etiquette and Protocol. I'm also there every day answering question boxes, chatting with you, and also sharing other content. I'll be waiting for you. Another thing we need to think about is the respect you should have for the common areas of the gym. We know that there are gyms of all sizes. We could be in a studio, we could be in an apartment building gym, or even in a chain gym. Those huge chains that have a giant warehouse near your house. In all these types of gyms, we need to remember to respect the common areas that the gym provides for its members. First of all, you shouldn't monopolize the equipment. So if you have a set of 3, 4, or 2, if you have some time to rest and notice that other people also want to use that equipment, offer to share it so that people can take turns using the equipment with you. Don't keep monopolizing the machines. Don't spend too much time on the same equipment. So it's important for us to keep that in mind. And if you also want to do something together, sometimes you use 2 pieces of equipment at the same time. Just pay attention. How are you going to do that? Because it's not nice to make other people wait. Just like you don't want to wait, other people don't want to do that either. A lot of people, when we say, oh, can I take turns using the equipment with you? The person says no, because I'm doing a combined set and I can't take turns. So if you decide to do something like that, you need to be aware that the gym doesn't belong to you. So if you decide to work out in a place where there are other students and the gym isn't yours, it's not inside your house, you really do need to respect the other students who are there. It doesn't matter if you've been going to the gym for a longer time or if you're more advanced, right? Unfortunately, some people who are more advanced at the gym think that the gym is their property, right? Who have been training longer, or people who have also been going to the gym for a longer time. They also think that space belongs to them, right? That they own that environment and end up monopolizing the equipment. Always remember to organize things after you use them. So for example, if you used weights, put the weights back where they belong, placing them in the indicated spot in the proper place, okay? If you use a mat, return the mat to its place. Also remember to return the equipment to its place, especially in the weight training area when you use the weight machines. Return this machine to its original position, okay? So that when other people come to use that machine, it will be ready for use. It's also a matter of safety for you and for the other people who will use it after you. Still talking about the use of equipment, it's important to remember that you need to clean the machine afterwards. It's a good habit to train with a towel for support to control your sweat. We really do need to maintain the equipment, so whether you're in a Pilates studio or in your building's gym, remember to clean the machine after you use it. Actually, I even recommend that before you use the equipment, you remember to clean it too, because unfortunately, not everyone cleans the equipment for the next person. So I think even for your own hygiene, it's better for you to clean it before using it. Ideally, everyone who uses it would clean it, but unfortunately, people don't have that habit, so it's better for us to protect ourselves. But of course, right? This video is here to help and teach people that yes, after using it, you should clean it, not just put the equipment away, but also clean it. Another thing we need to think about is the use of cell phones. Is there anything worse than someone monopolizing the equipment or even talking on the phone in the middle of the gym? A lot of people end up using their phones between sets. For example, they do a set, then start using their phone and end up monopolizing the equipment, which isn't good. But we also need to be careful in other ways when it comes to using our phones, for example. Sometimes you're in the middle of the gym and you end up talking on your phone in a really loud voice. Sometimes you also play music on your phone without headphones. So be very careful with how you use your phone. If you want to make calls, send voice messages, talk to people, or even just type, go over to the corner of the gym. After all, between the machines and in the gym's walkways, especially in very large gyms, people use those spaces to wait, to do a circuit, or even to do some activity. So it's important for you to remember that the gym is a public place. Imagine you're there, fully focused, training, and you're not wearing headphones because you're not obligated to train with headphones. You play music to work out if you want to. And then there's someone talking on the phone the whole time, chatting, sending tons of voice messages, disturbing everyone. So it's important for us to be respectful. And the same thing happens with conversations between gym members, even the professionals who work at the gym, as well as the students. Among the gym students, a lot of people end up talking too much. This hinders circulation because sometimes they're in the middle of an area intended for abs. There are two people standing there, so you can't find a space. They're there talking and also getting in your way, right? Or even when people are on the equipment. Sometimes you plan to work out with a friend and then you end up talking the whole time on the equipment. It's not that you can't go work out with someone. Who am I to say that, right? I think if you want to have a partner there to do your workout, that's wonderful. But remember to keep your voice down and not to monopolize the equipment, okay? Leaning on the machine, talking the whole time. This is also interesting to mention even for the instructors who walk around the gym. Always remember to keep your tone of voice down and maintain your posture. If you work in this kind of environment, it's essential that you also think about how you present yourself, right? Being a more discreet person, being participative but discreet, not drawing too much attention will certainly make people notice you. A more professional will convey a certain credibility. People might even want to hire you for more personalized work or something like that. So pay close attention because your description will make a total difference, not just for the students, but also for the members who work there. And if you're a little lost and ended up on this video by chance, do you want to know more about etiquette, about good behavior? You know that you can greatly improve your personal image and make people see you and perceive you in a different way. How about joining my etiquette and good manners training? The link is down below and I have some news for you. If you watch the videos here on YouTube and have never taken any training with me, take my etiquette and good manners training now. One of the most successful trainings at our school. Use the coupon YouTube for your first purchase and get a very special discount. I'll be waiting for you there. Now we need to talk about a slightly more delicate subject, which is the issue of lack of respect in gyms. I know that many times you want to start a conversation with people, you want to talk, you want to make new friends, or even flirt a little at the gym. But we need to understand that unpleasant comments can be totally misunderstood in this environment. So don't make comments to people, for example, "Wow, you're going to look really hot, huh?" to someone you don't even know, someone you don't even have any closeness with. Being accepted won't be well regarded by that person over there. And instead of making you get closer to them, it's going to push you away and create a totally negative image of who you are. A comment can also be offensive if you speak to someone in a way that seems like you're trying to encourage them. Sometimes you notice that the person is there, going for their first run at the gym, and then you come up and say, "Wow, when I started, I used to do it that way too, but now I run like this. 10K in 5 minutes, my pace is 7. So I don't want to know what your pace is. I don't want to know how long it takes you to run 10 kilo. But it's important for us to respect the environment. At the gym, there will be people of all different levels, beginners, older people, young athletes. There can be any kind of person at the gym, but it's important for us to know how to respect all of them and avoid offensive comments. Another issue, which is also quite delicate, is the matter of supporting colleagues during activities. You might notice that there's someone who is having some difficulty lifting a certain weight or performing an exercise correctly. Be very careful when offering help so that you are not misunderstood in that situation. If you notice that someone is having some difficulty, you can, yes, offer help if you are familiar with that equipment, that machine, or that exercise. But if the person tells you they don't need help, just be okay with it. Stay calm. Don't insist on offering help. And if you end up helping someone with an exercise or with a machine, always do it respectfully and also avoid touching the person too much, especially without permission. All right, it's definitely agreed, so that's it. Following etiquette rules, whether at the gym or in any environment, makes all the difference in the impression you create and develop and in how people perceive you. And in any situation, there will always be best practices for good behavior. And it's not just at the gym either. Even in extremely delicate situations, like a funeral or a wake, there are also good behavior practices that we can maintain. And I've already made a video about this topic, which I'll leave here on the side. I'll be waiting for you there. See you next time.